I'm Jeannie,
I'm Rachel,
And I'm Nikki from Tyrion's Landing.
a podcast member of the Gonna Geek Network.
just like the one you're listening to now.
The opinions expressed are those of each individual.
Check out all the other podcasts at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
And get ready, because geekiness begins in
3,
2,
1.
Stand by for a brand new episode of All Things Good and Nerdy.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to episode 338 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. We're only 15 minutes behind today, and that's because of Windows updates. So fuck you, Windows updates. When you don't work right and have to roll back and then change all my audio inputs and break my streaming software, it makes us 15 minutes late. And yes, I'm being a bit shitty about it because I'm really annoyed by it.
I thought the time rolled back a couple weeks ago.
I wish it did. I mean, here's the killer. Let me bitch about Windows for a second. I know this is the very beginning of the show, so my apologies to everyone who doesn't want to hear me bitch about Windows. Skip ahead
Bitch
like
away, sir.
5 minutes.
Bitch away.
I've got fucking Windows 10 Pro, which is supposed to allow me to defer updates, to push them off to when it's convenient. No. That shit didn't do that. I put laundry in the washer at 8 a.m. this morning. I restarted my machine because I wanted to take care of something, and it says it's installing updates. I muttered a few curse words, said, okay, maybe this won't be a problem. I will come check on it when I go and put the laundry in the dryer. So I come back
hopeful
down.
Chris.
I know, right? I come back down at 9 a.m. It says, updates processing 100% complete. And I go, the fuck? And I go, well, I'll come back and check on it in an hour at 10 o'clock. And I come back down. It is still stuck at 100% on its updates, just spinning. And I go, this is bullshit. Let me give it another 15 minutes. Check it again. Still at 100%. I start reading online. Generally, it means it's a bad Windows update. It's hung. You have to restart the machine, which means it rolls back the update. So I power down manually, restart the machine. It rolls back the updates. It hangs until about 10:45 doing that. And I go, motherfucker, this is bad. It finally brings me back into Windows. Everything loads super slow. It starts loading stuff I never actually had enabled before. I curse a little bit, disable it. I try and bring up Streamlabs OBS, the software I use for recording this podcast and streaming it out live on geeks.live. Doesn't even open. It just spins for a second, nothing happens. And I go, the hell? So I go off my Stream Deck, I go into the start menu, I load it from there. Just spins for a second, nothing. No, we're in the actual show. Good call, Suncast, because I forgot to turn off pre-show on the video. I'm that freaking frazzled by all these Windows updates. I'm not actually doing things right.
He's freaking frazzled, everybody.
Freaking frazzled. So I can't get my streaming software to work, which has got the most up-to-date version of all the show scenes and inputs and stuff. So I go, okay, I've always got a backup. I've got my old version of OBS that I haven't played with in probably about 6 months because I've migrated everything to Streamlabs OBS. I load it. And all of my scenes are jacked up that work on my Stream Deck. So I have this little box, for those of you watching on video, it's called a Stream Deck that I sit in front of me. And this is how I do all the scene switching and change the audio inputs and stuff on a show. Well, it's all programmed to work with Streamlabs OBS, and there's a backup copy of what I did on OBS. But all of my inputs have somehow been changed on that. So I had to spend 10 minutes refiguring out those inputs, only to figure out that in OBS, when I thought I had turned the audio on, I hadn't, because the goddamn Windows update had changed my communication devices away from my iMic to what they called default. I got no clue what the fuck default is. So we're just streaming dead air out with me looking frazzled, face palming, banging on things, being like, what the hell's going on? And that's just the Windows piece. The other best piece is when I get the call into Willie. He's talking to me. He's like, Chris, I can't hear you. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? I've got all my inputs on. I'm looking at my board. Everything's in place. I pull up Audacity because Willie still can't hear me. And there's no waveform moving on there. And I go, the fuck? What is going on here? I go, okay, well, let me try this. I reach over because I always keep my secondary mic right here. And I plug it into one of the other channels on my board. I click it in. And I go, hey, is this working? And Willie's like, hey, you're going to Bob Barker it today. I'm like, no. I'm going to figure out what the hell is going wrong. So somehow, between the Thursday when I last used my microphone, and today, the XLR cable running from my microphone here into my board went dead. So I had to go and pull one of my backup cables, which is only 18 inches long, out, so I can't run the cable right. Yeah, I know. So if I hit my mic when I go to hit the soundboard, don't be surprised, because I had to run a goddamn cable in front of my soundboard. It's It's a freaking clusterfuck. And yes, Suncast in the chat room says the lesson learned is don't do updates on the day of the show. He's 100% right. I didn't want to do updates. Microsoft forced me to because I restarted my computer. I restarted my computer. They forced me to do an update that took 2.5 hours, failed, and screwed up all of my inputs. Fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you.
Yeah, I believe you're the only person to ever say that. I want you to know that.
It never fails. It's always at the most inopportune time it does that. And I'm like, well, I'm fucking screwed.
Of course. John just got to make you a t-shirt that says Chris freaking frazzled Pharrell.
Yeah, no joke.
It works. It's so much alliteration.
And I do want to say, after you said the 18 inches long, you should have pressed the porn button, but it's too late. Too late, I said. I see you looking.
A grower Oshore.
Well, I mean, I still could hit the porn button if you want me to.
No, it's not earned. It has to be earned.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, and belateds are not counted.
Okay, want to get real crazy right now? Is somehow the cable's working again, and I just put my old ATR. No, this is my Blue Encore M100 or whatever it is. I just plugged it into that, and now magically the cable that was dead that I couldn't get the RE320 to work on is working.
Maybe it's not the cable. Maybe it's the plug-in on the board.
Well, no, because this is in the exact same plug-in in the board. All I did was plug in the other mic
Same
on
plug
channel
in the
3 where it was on channel 2 originally. So, yeah. Fuck you, Microsoft. Fuck you. I'm not going to ballpark.
Could we blame Microsoft for this too?
I'm pretty sure it's their fault.
I don't know. This is just really weird because now that cable works again. So I'll have to F with it later. But this has been Chris complaining about computers and technology for episode 338 of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. And yes, this is a sign of positive things to come because we're going to bitch and moan about a lot of stuff today on the podcast.
Oh yeah. Are we gonna? Is this? I mean, is that gonna be the episode title that we talked about?
I forgot what.
Starting off the Hatesode.
The Hatesode. Yeah. Okay. I'm down with that.
Yeah. All right, getting comfy here.
Wait, last week didn't we go off for an hour about how we were going to keep things positive and
That's
not
before
talk
Microsoft
about
fucked
hate?
me. Without the
That
courtesy
was
of
before all the news that came out
just
this week.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I know your news. I believe you know my news.
Yeah.
Chris don't know his news, but I'm sure it's gonna be something hating.
No,
my
my
news doesn't really involve hate. I still have hope for my news, even with the extra article.
But yeah, I wish I had hope, but I know it's not gonna be a thing.
My news is still going to be positive in some way, shape, or form. And yes, I'm back to my real mic now. I thought about just double miking it so that one inevitably fails randomly on me. Everything still works, but
Chris just wants one in each hand.
Like, Chris, your mouth was moving. Are you talking?
oh, don't fuck with me like that. I can already tell that it's working. Willie, I can see the waveforms moving on my computer right now.
It almost worked.
My computer's fucked, but not that fucked right now.
I'm just trying to fuck with your mind, Chris.
And yes, there's been a lot of cursing to start this show too. So my apologies if you're letting your young children watch this show on a Sunday morning, but you guys probably should have learned that lesson by now.
Wait, were we supposed to in the past refrain from cursing?
Wait.
No.
What is it? Is a shit, piss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits?
Or
Thank
not
you,
on
George
the radio.
Thank you, George
Or
Carlin.
TV.
Yeah, I know, but those were the 7 deadly words that people used to go to jail for. Welcome to the internet, bitches. We can say whatever the fuck we want. Except apparently Super Bowl.
Oh, shit!
Oh, now I'm in trouble. I say what I want. Can't stop me.
I can try. I mean, I could mute you. I have a board here that mutes everyone.
Well,
That's
usually
true.
I'm the one that gets that threat.
That's true.
I'm just saying I could do it. That's all.
You know, over
I can do
200
anything,
episodes,
you can do
eventually Chris is
better.
going to have to threaten to mute me at some point.
This is true. Well, guys, I hope your Sunday mornings have been going a lot better than mine.
I've been driving for the past 4 or 5 hours.
Let's see. I went to bed early after like 3 games of Overwatch. I was tired from Friday night, so I went to bed early, got a full night's sleep, was showered and at my computer before 9. So yeah, I'm having a good Sunday so far. I actually wasn't late. I have news of the week before I logged on. All my computer stuff started. I have a new car parked out front of my place, and I'll be in debt until the day I die. Yay!
Wait,
the
a
American
new
dream.
car?
No, well, new to me.
Ah!
Shit, I'll
I
never have
guess
a new
specification.
car. No,
Yeah.
an increase of 10 years and a car from this century. Yay! Yeah.
Oh.
No longer driving something for the 90s. And my best friend came over last night and fixed the clog in my sink so I don't have a giant sink filled with Drano that's not draining anymore. So both my sinks work and all my dishes are clean. So yeah, my apartment's clean. I have a new car and I have a stack of comics to read. It's a good day.
How did you
I got it. Hold on a second. No, before we do that,
Uh-oh.
Drano, more like Drano.
Yeah. No, I had remembered the thing about not putting eggshells in a garbage disposal. I forgot about not putting potato skins in a garbage disposal. And so I had potato skins clog the pipes under my sink. And so I took apart my garbage disposal and cleaned it out and thought I'd fix the problem, put it back, and still couldn't get anything to move. My buddy came over and he actually owns a snake. And so we took the pipes apart underneath my sink and found the clog where literally I just, goo and junk going from the sink down into the pipe and clogged it with a bunch of potato skins. And no water was flowing at all.
Are we talking python, boa, rattlesnake?
Metal, like a plumber. He owns one.
Oh, a metallisnake.
Yes, a Metallisnake.
Metallisnake.
I think that was Metallica's third album.
Wait, was that really a Metallica album?
No.
Oh.
But
fucking no.
It was good enough. It might have been. It might have been.
You fooled me enough.
Well,
And I ain't saying
hard.
much. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're racing to the same joke, Willie.
Hey, you know why it's not hard? Because of Starbucks double shot energy drink.
Double size, but not hard.
I'm on the road for the next 2 weeks. What the hell I need my dick for?
I've often wondered that.
Staying balanced?
Wait. Are you saying you're wondering about my dick, Chris?
I've often wondered what happened to it.
I mean, it's still there.
Phrasing.
Is it? Is it?
I mean, here.
No.
No.
No. No.
Don't threaten me then.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Willie.
Don't threaten the internet, Willie.
I will. I mean, it's already been on the internet. Let's be serious. Man, I wish I could find that fucking picture of Professor Peniston.
No.
Some things are gone forever, and it's hurtful. It hurts. I've shared it with a couple people, and they just don't still have it after years and years. What's wrong with them?
God forbid they not keep a picture of your penis around.
With glasses
Oh,
and a
dear.
doctorate, apparently. Or, wait, do you need a doctorate to be a professor? I don't know how that works. What kind of degree do you need to be a professor?
Stop.
I think as long as you have a degree.
Really?
I don't even know if you need anything above a bachelor's. As long as you just want to teach, you'd have to have a degree in teaching.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, because
That's what I was asking.
There are lots of states, like I think Idaho has it, where it's like a learning on the job thing, where like if you have a degree in history, but you didn't go to school to be a teacher, if the position is needed to be filled, they'll hire someone without a teaching certificate, and you can get the teaching certificate while you're working as a teacher. There are a bunch of states that do that for like hard to find positions in schools. So yeah, I think you just need any degree or life experience.
I mean, I do have lots of experience.
No.
Hit that button, Chris.
No, I'm not doing it.
It's the perfect time.
I'm not doing it.
3, 2. Now it's belated, Chris. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here to help.
No, you're not. You're here to fuck off.
Hey, I was
Good job, Microsoft.
Willie, I was trying to help by looking on Amazon to see if I could find you a Christmas present of a USB-C headset with an actual mic in it so you could have it on the road. I was being nice.
I mean, I think I technically could because I got the little thing that helps you transfer from your old phone to your new phone, and it has a USB port to the USB-C.
Well, Willie, this is straight up USB-C.
And then what's wrong with this? Are you saying my quality is not good enough for you?
Well,
I'm not
generally,
good enough for you?
generally headphone microphones are not the highest of quality. It's okay. It's just a little harsh. Let's put it that
I
way.
didn't ask about generalities. I'm asking about this one right here.
Yeah, it's a little harsh. And what we could try, though, and see if it works, is use that adapter cable with your regular mic. Try that sometime on there, and we can see if it works.
Yeah, we can do that if I remember to bring it with me, unlike this time.
Yeah, that's just a thought for the future. I'm trying to
Remember,
help.
Willie's the bad guy, guys.
Nobody said Willie's the bad guy. Don't put words in my mouth.
Did.
Don't put words in my mouth, or I'll put sound bumps in your mouth.
It doesn't work, Chris. You can't do that right now.
He did,
What'd you say, Willie?
and it worked.
I don't like where this is going at all.
That's from the old Porn or Pony bit. When we
I
were playing
know
it.
where it's from,
All right, guys.
but it's still creepy.
Guys, we've complained enough. How about we go in and we start some news of the week?
No, we have.
Yes, we've complained enough. It's news of the week time.
I'm sorry. Do you not? You know what our news of the week are?
ATGN Studios on the internet. It's the news of the week.
The news of the week is that part of the show where I literally play Willie off while he's trying to talk, and then we discuss some of the most interesting geeky and or nerdy news to have occurred in the past week.
No. Welcome to the news of the week, where we continue to complain.
Well, that's normal. We'll probably complain during this too. So which one of you fine gentlemen want to get your complaining in first?
Well, I said mine's the least complaining, so I think I should probably go first, and then y'all can just have your hate session.
I don't know. Yours is
I
probably
mean-
more complaining than what Willie's will be, but he's just going to make
Yeah.
fun of.
Okay. Well, you choose, Chris. Throw it to somebody.
Willie, take it.
All right. So apparently, we all. Oh, of course.
Get his hate ready.
La 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 hate. So we all know who we're gonna vote for the worst company in America, right?
It's EA, of course, right?
No,
couldn't be
no,
anything
they have
else.
a new contender. The newest contenders of who is it? Is Bethesda? Are they the overall owners, or is it Activision? I don't
Bethesda.
know who the owner. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of something else. Yeah, Bethesda. They're in the running, the contention, the contenders of the most hated company in America because of how much they just got caught for fucking over their fans. I mean, you get fans, you should try not to fuck them over. Am I right? That was
Yeah.
not rhetorical.
No, you're right.
That should be that should be the plan, is to not fuck over your fans once you have them.
So apparently, in the Fallout 76 Collector's Edition, do you remember what it was exactly called, Chris?
Was it the Power Armor Edition?
Yeah, that's it. I just remember it as the Collector's Edition, but I'm sure, yeah, that was the subtitle for it, or whatever the fuck ever. It was promised to come with some things, I think, like an actual Power Armor helmet. The game, at least, although you can't really just assume that nowadays, since there's the Collector's Editions that come out without the game now. Makes no sense. But one of the things was a canvas, like a satchel bag? Would you say
Yes.
or just a bag?
That was supposed to hold the Power Armor helmet.
Yep, there's supposed to be a canvas bag. But what they sent out for all these collector's editions was a nylon bag.
Sailor Poland nailed it in the chat room.
For those listening on audio, here's how Sailor Poland equated this, and Willie, I'm interested for your take.
I can't hear it either.
Here's what he wrote. He goes, EA, man, this is the biggest PR disaster ever. Blizzard, here, hold my beer. Bethesda, Leroy Jenkins.
Which is that coming after Blizzard is such a great meta fucking goof. That is fucking perfect, Sailor Poland. I love it.
I love this.
Yeah, so apparently it's a race to last place right about now.
Oh yeah, and they are all contenders. They're fighting it out.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting it out for
I
the
mean-
stupidest company in America right
Yep.
now.
Jesus Christ, I don't know which one's winning, though. But this is just the newest one that just makes them right there front and center right now. Yeah, so a nylon bag, definitely not made of canvas.
Well, and a cheap looking nylon bag too. Like it doesn't even look like a nice nylon bag.
But, Willie,
like it looks like a cheap piece of shit.
Willie, what's the best part about this nylon bag that we found out last night, though? In the canvas bag issue? Uh-oh, he might have just dropped.
No, I'm still here.
Okay.
We're not getting
I'm
video.
not. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to look. I can't apparently use the camera while I'm looking at other stuff.
If you don't remember, I do remember, so we've got that.
No, I'm not sure which part you're talking about.
What happened to the bag they gave their promoters and stuff like that?
Oh,
The
yes.
fact that there was a canvas bag.
Yes, there was a canvas bag that did go out, but it only went out to what was the term?
They're influencers.
Influencers. That's right.
Influencers.
Yes. So apparently they had it made. But what makes this even worse, I don't know why I'm gesturing, no one can see me right now, is that when this news actually first came out, I saw it first on Reddit where someone, put the picture of the advertised canvas bag, the final product, and also what they emailed to Bethesda. They said, well, it doesn't have what they said. They just said, hey, you gave us a nylon bag instead of a canvas bag. Bethesda's response is, hello. We are sorry that you aren't happy with the bag. The bag shown in the media was a prototype and was too expensive to make. We aren't planning on doing anything about it. Bethesda Gear Support, North America.
Well, because they were also asked in that email, what do you plan to do about it, or something to that effect. So that's where Bethesda got their line on that.
We aren't planning on doing anything about it. Perfect. That response right there is just terrible.
It's tone deaf customer support. And it's a problem that you've started to see, especially with Fallout 76 not getting it rated as highly as they wanted, kind of getting panned by people with the issues. A lot of people have expressed frustrations to Bethesda. Customer support's been a little less than responsive to it. And then the fact, this is what I complained about last week, that Fallout 76 dropped price by like half for the Cyber Monday Black Friday weekend, which is ridiculous for a new release. And there's a lot of people that justifiably reached out to them and said, hey, what the heck? There's a bunch of us that just bought this for $60. What are you going to do to make it right? And eventually they decided they'll give people 500 caps, which is the in-game currency, which doesn't do much besides unlock cosmetic things. Atoms, that's it. Sorry. But
No. The best part about this is how much does giving away those atoms cost the company?
Not a dime, because
Nothing.
all they're doing
Exactly.
all they've done is given you credits that are used to buy cosmetic items in game that do nothing to change the game meta or the game balance. It's Bethesda. This is a problem, the way you're treating your customers here, and the way you're kind of like, how do I put this best? Bait and switching, I think, might be the best way to do it, especially with this bag. Now, I wasn't going to buy that Power Armor Edition because it was overpriced, and I said, what am I going to do with a Fallout helmet and a bag to put it in? I don't give a crap. But there's a lot of people...
I'll say, Chris, to be fair, what are you going to do with a life-size Spider-Man with no dick?
I'm going to let him sit over my shoulder so that it entices Willie to comment on it each and every week. That is my plan right now.
I mean, just to keep things in perspective. That's all I mean.
It seems to be working, Chris.
So, Willie, what I'm going to do in the future is I'm going to take this other webcam on my desk, I'm going to put it on a tripod, and I'm going to point it at Spider-Man. And we're going to have Spider Cam throughout the show eventually. And I'll find a way to split screen my feed back to you so that it's half me, half Spider Cam. How does that sound? So you can always see Spider-Man.
I mean, I'll be seeing Spider-Man, but you know what I won't be seeing? His dick, because he ain't got one.
But yeah, back on topic though, the Bethesda issue, it's shitty. I mean, that's the best way to put it. And Suncast in the chat room said, reminds us of Niantic's Go Fest 2017, where no one could play due to saturating the local cell towers and the ensuing class action lawsuit where Niantic had to give people refunds and compensation. There's talk, granted, it's internet talk, so it's a bunch of bluster and fakeness probably that they're talking about, trying to put a class action lawsuit towards Bethesda for bait and switch tactics and stuff like that. Yeah,
false advertisement.
This could have blown over a little bit if they hadn't found out that they gave the influencers the bag that everyone wanted when they bought that.
Well, and the email that says we're not planning on doing anything.
Yeah, but you're always
should never be your company's response.
But here's the thing. You're always going to have people that are bad at customer support because they're just burnt out on people shitting on them all day. So I can kind of see where this is a guy that's just kind of been like, fuck you, I'm done for the day, and just kind of lays into the customer. Yeah, it's not right. But
that shouldn't be the person answering your customer response emails.
Realistically, it's probably a guy that just got burnt the hell out because he's been getting all day on the support line is Fallout 76. You guys effed me. I'm so mad. Blah 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 blah. And it just kind of added up. So I'm not giving them a pass there. I'm just saying it's a bit more understandable as to why someone might be frustrated there and why that might have been the terse, blunt, and tone deaf response that came from Bethesda customer support.
Well, here's my view on it. I've always heard the saying, if you're going to break the law, only break one law at a time. If you're going to fuck up as a company, only fuck up, or as a game company, only fuck up one video game at a time. One thing for a game. How's that? Yeah, there we go. And Bethesda, you always fuck up by releasing games with plenty of bugs. That's your one fuck up. Everyone looks past it, but that's your fuck up for a game. And now you do shit like this.
Yeah, it's a problem, and I think it's justifiably turning a lot of people off. The fact that, and I haven't gotten to play as much Fallout 76 as I want, I've been distracted by other things. The game is still rather broken, and we talked about the patching processes last week that were BS. Bethesda actually came out on their Reddit, on the FO76 Reddit thread, and said we need to be better at communicating back with our customers. That's on us because they put this patch out. No one knew what was in it. They said we need to fix the patching process because a 50 gigabyte patch, it's kind of ridiculous for consoles. So they ate some crow, and people were starting to turn back in their favor. And then this next piece of shit hit where they're just like, hey, this collector's edition I'm supposed to get that had this cool bag, it's a piece of crap nylon that you can hold to the light and see through. And people got mad, and then you were kind of like, okay, I guess the fact of the matter is it costs more to do. You can kind of excuse it, not justifiably, but it says in the text, these are promotional things. The final result might not be what you see in here. But then you find out that the influencers, the people who are given the game early and other perks to basically speak positively about it and give reviews online, like YouTube and Twitch streamers, stuff like that.
They're not to do it to speak positively on them.
Right. These are all just perks that you get when you're one of those folks that get to see the game early and things like that. But they get the nice bag. Nudge. Yeah, they get the nice bag. So then you've got customers again who are like, hold on, the game's buggy. You've screwed me on price. You've given me in-game credit for something I don't care about to make me feel better about the price. You've screwed up my collector's edition, and you're kind of taking what I wanted, what I paid money for, and you're giving it away to free to certain influencers to try and help your score. I can understand where some people are like, the hell? I'm annoyed. I'm pissed off by this. And
I'm so glad I didn't buy this game.
It's actually a pretty fun game. Here's the thing, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. This is actually one of those times when internet outrage is actually sort of justified. It's not the bullshit outrage like, oh, I'm offended. I mean, people got screwed over on this, it seems like. And maybe I'm more sensitive to it because last week I was really pissed off about the fact that they dropped the game down to like $39 or $35 for Cyber Monday, after it'd been out like a week and a half and a bunch of people who had pre-ordered got it, started playing it, and then they did that. That was shady in my book. But there's a lot of just mismanagement, self-imposed wounds on Fallout 76 right now. There's just a lot of things they've done stupid, and they've just doubled down on stupid, it seems like.
I mean, you guys probably don't remember, but I remember back on the PS3 days, Bethesda games didn't run the best on PS3s at all. Because, I mean, Fallout 3, here's a dice roll. Is your game going to freeze when you're going through this door? Is your save game going to be corrupt? Who knows? And then a Skyrim on the PS3, Jesus Christ, you start moving things, in the game, how you can pick stuff up, move it around, put it back down. You move enough items in enough spots, you can't, as soon as you, if you go inside somewhere and you try to go back out into the open world, it will just freeze up right at the loading screen. Your game is ruined. You have to start over.
Yeah, the thing is, and I'll give Bethesda credit for this, maybe it's not a great thing, but if you wait like 6 months after a game comes out, it's actually pretty nice after that. They just have a terrible QA and bug fixing thing.
No,
in recent memories,
those.
Fallout 4 they did at least. So
yeah, I'm talking about the PS3 ones, okay. the Fallout 3 and Skyrim. They never fixed that shit.
Yeah. Well, I stand corrected. My apologies.
Well, maybe they fixed Skyrim. I don't know.
I'm sure they fixed Skyrim because it's on every goddamn console now.
But the best thing you can say about a game company is that 6 months after the game launches, it's usually good. That's a pretty shitty review.
I mean, we could talk bad about No Man's Sky. At least there was, at least the game ran. Sure, there was no content to play on it. But I mean, their updates just added content to play, but it wasn't buggy. I will give them that.
Well, plus, didn't originally No Man's Sky have murder planets where you'd land on a planet with acid rain and none of the materials you needed to rebuild the rocket fuel for your ship, so you couldn't actually leave the planet.
Or you'd spawn on
Yeah.
a planet like that, yeah.
But at least,
Oh yeah, you
but-
start on a planet like that.
yeah, but at least that's the chance you'd have taken your randomly generated planets, or not randomly generated. There's a term for it. What is it? Oh God, there's a term for it when this. Oh God, my brain doesn't want to work with remembering shit. You guys know what I mean.
I think I do.
But
Yeah,
but that's just a chance you take with that. I mean, that's all randomized, pretty much. Like, is this planet I'm going to? Well, but at least the game didn't freeze when you landed on it.
That's true.
You could still just start. I mean, sure, I guess you would have to start over, right? But I mean, shit happens, man. It's fucking No Man's Sky. Are you really that upset?
That's it. I waited till that game was $20 and bought it, and I fucking love it. That game is so good for just wasting hours of time. I put in my headset, listen to a podcast, and just go fucking do some mining and scan some animals and some trees. It's
I don't
relaxing.
think I'll ever play it again.
So, Willie, the phrase you're looking for is procedurally generated. That's the phrase
That's
you're
the
groping
word.
for, according
Yep,
to Sam.
There we go.
procedurally. Procedurally.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly the word I was trying to think of. So I know when I hear it, of course.
Oh, I found my news story because it's just funny. It'll be positive. We'll use this to wrap up news when we get to the end.
I don't know. I can see the bad and everything, so let's fucking find out. That's my news story. Bethesda, you done fucked up.
Yes,
Old
we
Gray
joined.
Sky Willie.
We joined one of thousands, potentially millions of other people on the internet bitching about Bethesda last week. We're that original on the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast.
The news came out this week, the previous week since we've been on last week.
I know, Willie. I was just trying
That's
to make
all our news.
I
What,
was
you want to find
Willie,
news that happened the last 2
Willie,
hours? Jesus.
Willie, I was trying to make a joke based off of how everyone on the internet's complaining
Yeah.
about this.
No, fuck you, Chris. This is the Hatesode. I'm hating you right now.
My news story's not something. Well, you can probably hate on it, but I think it's entertaining. We'll get to it.
Oh, he said
At the
didn't
end.
say he was hating his news story. He said he's hating you.
Oh, I know. But my news story is going to be something very hard to hate just because it's entertaining as crap. But then now that I think
We'll
about what
see.
it is, Willie's going to hate it. So we'll see what
We'll see.
happens. Thank you, Willie, for kicking off the hate-isode. Anthony, continue the hate for us. Let all that vitriol out on the internet so that you feel
Oh,
better.
I know what I'm going to say.
Wait, so what you want to say is, let the hate flow through you. All right, so on the 29th, we got an article from Deadline saying Daredevil canceled by Netflix after 3 seasons, future and other Marvel projects. So after we got the axe for Iron Fist and then Luke Cage, now after what was, as far as I know, a universally regarded fantastic season for Daredevil, Daredevil has now also gotten the axe. So the only 2 shows remaining on the Netflix streaming service that are still technically have production crews are Jessica Jones season 2 and Punisher season 2, because apparently those are still in the works. And so
Season
they're
3
still-
for Jessica Jones.
oh yeah, season 3 for Jessica Jones.
Are they
Yeah,
in
so-
production right now?
I thought they were.
They
I think
are
it's
in
the only
production
reason they
right now
haven't
on
been
season
canceled.
3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay,
believe
I thought
the
Punisher was, but I didn't know that one.
Yeah, Punisher and Jessica Jones. So I believe the only reason we haven't gotten cancellations on those shows is because they're already in production, and so they didn't want to cut them off mid-season. So those are still working. We know the Defenders are not coming back for sure, and so there's been a whole lot of hubbub about this where it was followed up with a bunch of people, Marvel making statements about how they really enjoyed the show, they really liked the people that worked on it. But then there's been other articles saying that one of the reasons it was canceled was because the Marvel execs and the Netflix and the executives running the Netflix shows weren't really getting together. Apparently, there was a lot of creative differences on Luke Cage. So apparently, there's a lot of different stories going on here. I was one of the ones holding out hope that we would get these shows moved over to the Disney streaming service. So there was a follow-up article on CBR on the 30th saying Netflix's canceled Marvel shows aren't heading to Disney. And everything quoted in this article is from Alan Sepinwall, who is was a Rolling Stone TV critic, where he was talking about there being such a disconnect between the Marvel TV and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that just a lot of apparently just not all the information was one-sided. Nothing went both ways, so nothing from the TV shows ever made it up into the MCU. It was just the MCU kind of dropping things on the shows, and apparently a lot of the Netflix execs didn't like that. And so it's been stated that there's basically no way that those shows will go on the Disney streaming service. But I think it's a lot of that has to do with a bunch of how things are phrasing, because there was a follow-up article by Deadline saying Marvel promises more Daredevil adventures, in quotes, after Netflix cancellation. Article that Dominic Patton put up, talking about how Marvel stated that there'll be further adventures with the Man Without Fear. It's just not going to be Daredevil season 4 on Netflix.
It's not guaranteed to be Charlie Cox either.
Yeah, it's not guaranteed to be Charlie Cox, but I mean, I think one of the things that people are getting wrapped around is the idea that Luke Cage isn't going to go on the streaming service. Well, no, the show Luke Cage on Netflix is dead, but literally Marvel could hire fucking Mike Colton and put out a Power Man show next week. And so, comic books change titles all the time. Spider-Man's had 6 different, adjectives in front of his name. So have the X-Men. There's no reason we couldn't instantly get a Power Man and Iron Fist show. We could get a Daughters of the Dragon show. We're not going to get an Iron Fist show. We're not going to get a Luke Cage show. We're not going to get a Daredevil show. We're probably not going to get a Punisher or a Jessica Jones show. But we could get the Secret Defenders. We could get the Man Without Fear TV show. We could get Punisher Armory, Punisher Warzone. All those other versions of the titles are still out there that Disney could use on their streaming service. So yeah, it's one of those things where, in the context of the contracts, the Marvel Netflix shows are all the ones that have been canceled are dead. Those are not going to come back. But yeah, in a year we could have all of these series restart, and sadly it might be with a bunch of brand new actors. But going from Toby to Garfield to Holland hasn't actually been bad. So I'm still holding out hope that we're going to get more of these shows going forward. It's just probably not going to be with the same crew.
That's the frustrating
And that's
thing.
where my problem is. That my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe villain is gone. Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin was the best villain in all of Marvel. Well, cinematic.
He was goddamn fantastic, especially this season.
Performance, god damn, it was so fucking good.
I'm saying though, they could literally turn around and announce the Man Without Fear TV series, and they could recast Vincent D'Onofrio. There's nothing saying they can't.
No.
There's nothing saying they can't.
That's dumb. Some of these guys are so good in the role. I really wish, if they're going to do more Daredevil adventures and things like that, that they try and find a way to keep that team, because the actors you had on set there, they were fantastic. Charlie Cox is amazing as Matt Murdock. I really enjoyed D'Onofrio as the Kingpin, stuff like that. It's a tough sell to put out a new series like a year from now, be like, hey, we changed everything. And you're like, the hell? What's going on? I mean, here's the thing. How do you do it? Because technically the first series are already canon. So how do you retcon them? Does the snap undo it somehow? I don't know.
Well, the second snap we're about to see in Avengers 4 can be used to undo anything, which is honestly, for the timing of the Disney streaming service, if the Disney streaming service comes out directly after Avengers 4, that's honestly the best thing ever if you want to talk continuity-wise for the MCU, because there is nothing that cannot be fixed when you have an Infinity Gauntlet.
That's true.
They can rewrite. They can rewrite all of reality and relaunch any show they want.
I cannot see them not using this opportunity to bring mutants in. That has to be what they're doing.
Oh yeah, I whoever wrote the article online or someone put up on Twitter where they were talking about how like they come back to Earth, like fucking Strange and Spider-Man arrive in Manhattan and they look up and instead of Avengers Tower they see a big 4 on the Baxter Building, and in a world where mutants exist, like if that doesn't happen, that's just bad writing.
But here's the thing, guys. Most of this stuff was already figured out before the acquisition happened. Yes, they've done some reshoots and they're recutting things, but you got to remember, Infinity War Part 2 was done before the acquisition happened. And is the acquisition actually official yet? Because I don't know about you, if it's not all signed on the dotted line, I'm not putting those things in my movie to only potentially have it fall through in some weird, obscure way.
It could literally be the last cutscene is just a shot of Manhattan skyline with the Baxter Building.
See, I'd rather
it's not something they have to change the story with.
I don't want the Fantastic Four to get their origin that way. I want a true Fantastic Four movie that's well done, that's the establishment of them. Because you could easily do something where in the MCU post-Infinity War, there's this big emphasis towards space exploration because all of these things came out of space that effed everything up. And you've got a brilliant scientist, Dr. Reed Richards, who's spearheading some of these exploration efforts. And you get the origin of the Fantastic Four modified, but twisted based off of what happens after Infinity War that way. I don't know that I want to...
That would be good.
Yeah, I would want to go that route. I know we hate origin stories normally, but the Fantastic Four origin story's been done shitty on film. It's never been done right. And when's the last time we had a Fantastic Four movie anyone cared about? Never.
I loved the first two. I don't care what anybody says.
They're okay, I guess. But let's do an act. I know we don't like to do origin stories. An origin story with the Fantastic Four would be cool, and find a way to put Doom in it, but don't make it stupid. Have him be involved in whatever the project is, but don't have him go to space and get turned into some kind of metal mutant or something like that.
Yeah, Doom's origin should have nothing to do with the Fantastic Four. That's the problem that all the writers on those movies seem to have, is they want his origin to match into the Fantastic Four's origin.
There's no reason.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah, there's no reason
we need a right Doom.
Yeah, there's no reason you can't have him have been involved with the project at some point, but left because his ego got pricked the wrong way, and he's like, I'm Doom, I do my own thing, and he leaves the project. That then causes the Fantastic Four to get their powers, and then you can use that as the twist that has Dr. Doom so pissed off as, man, if I'd stayed with this, I'd have powers too.
In the MCU now, post-Strange, we have magic. We've seen magic fight technology, so we can get an actual real fucking Doom that is a genius, a monarch leader of a country, a man who built his own Iron Man armor because of his intelligence and also learned magic to save his mother's soul from hell. They can mix all that into one fucking character, which, I'll be honest, Doom's not my favorite villain, but when he's done well, he is one of the best villains in literature because he's all fucking ego and he blames Reed Richards for everything.
Yes, I think there's some potential for some really cool Fantastic Four stories out of it. I think a Doom that dabbles in both technology and sorcery leads into some cool tie-ins with a Doctor Strange flick of some kind, because you could have the whole story of Doom tries to save his mother's soul and then attracts the attention of the Sorcerer Supreme, and you have something where Doom and Strange have to team up on screen. That would be really cool. They want to put Benedict Cumberbatch in a bunch of things. They want him to be the new Robert Downey Jr. for phase, 4? Things like that. That would be cool. I would also love to see a Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man interact with Dr. Doom. Do I think it's going to happen? No, because Robert Downey Jr. is too expensive at this point.
I'm saying, how awesome would it be to see the facial hair bros fighting Doom?
Yes, also
so
true.
It's one guy in magical power armor fighting Iron Man and Doctor Strange. How fucking fantastic would that be with RDJ and Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff they could do with it, and I'm cautiously optimistic to see where they go with it, because if we've learned one thing in all of this is we were afraid the Disney acquisition of Marvel was going to screw a bunch of stuff up. We weren't sure it was going to happen. Well, Marvel's come out fairly well unscathed. You can make an argument one way or another for Star Wars. Let's not go down that rabbit hole today. But Kevin Feige, as long as he's the one that's heading up Marvel Studios and kind of pulling the strings and everything, I've got pretty good confidence that what they do might be a little different than what we expect, but will probably be good. I think that
the one problem he had was the one boss he was answering to, and he got that problem fixed where he doesn't answer that boss anymore. So,
but that boss,
Kevin Feige kicked ass.
That boss also controlled the TV side of the house, which is part of the reason why you saw the disconnect between the MCU.
That's why we got
and
Inhumans.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I got it right now. I got it. Here's how you bring Dr. Doom in. What was that guy's name? Was it Mordo from Doctor Strange?
Baron Mordo.
Mordo. Yeah, Baron Mordo.
Yeah. He's trying to get, some revenge or whatever, he's trying to correct the things that he thought was wrong. So he goes to Latveria, where Dr. Doom was already trying to figure some shit out with some magic. There you go.
Because Mordo's on his quest to kill sorcerers.
Yep. And then Dr. Doom's like, you know what? I could use some help. Won't you help me out?
Yeah, there's a lot of cool things they could do, especially with all the characters and things they have established in universe. I'm really, really optimistic to see what they do with it. I have relatively good faith that it will be decent. Maybe it's just because anything's going to be better than all the Fantastic Four crap we've gotten so far. Especially Dr. Doom, because Dr. Doom's been terrible in all of the Fantastic Four
Doom's been
iterations.
And the worst thing about that is that Julian McMahon is such a fantastic actor. He had the attitude down. They just fucked up his origin story.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he was good at acting like he was the fucking king of the world.
Make Doom great again.
Oh God.
Well, Doom's never been great on movie versions, so you just gotta make Doom great.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Roger Corman will have a word with you.
Okay, I will have that word with him.
Roger Corman will have 70 words with you for $4.
Damn, that's it? Fuck yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, so
He does a lot for cheap. That's Corman.
Stepping back a second, I referenced Ike Perlmutter, who was running the TV side of the house and used to be in charge of, what was it, the story committee or whatnot that Kevin Feige pretty much got disbanded. Sailor Paul brings up a good point. Remember, Perlmutter also refused to allow Black Widow, Captain Marvel, and Black Panther movies because he thought they'd never sell. So we've got the Captain Marvel movie coming. Black Panther sold like gangbusters. And the rumors, I don't know if they're 100% confirmed, but supposedly Scarlett Johansson's already signed the deal to do a Black Widow movie. They just haven't announced it yet. So wait for after Avengers 4, and I bet they fill in a lot of stuff on that Marvel slate that we don't know about. Because what do we know about post-Avengers right now that's going to be coming out? Has anything been...
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's before Avengers 4, isn't it?
No, it's after.
No. Okay. Yeah, so
Far From Home is... Yeah, that's the only confirmed announced movie that's shot that's post-Avengers 4 is Spider-Man Far From Home.
Well, I mean, it's not announced, but it's a fucking guarantee. Black Panther 2. That made too much money.
We know that's going to happen, but yeah, there's no release date. They haven't started filming. There's no script. Like, Far From Home is already filming.
Yeah.
I will guarantee you that right now. Black Panther 2 is going to be a thing.
Well, yeah, no shit. But Marvel...
1.3 billion worldwide.
Yeah. Marvel has not released any official release images or promo stuff on anything aside from Far From Home after Infinity War. So they are purposely keeping quiet on what's coming next, and probably partially because they canceled one of the things that was going to come after that, being Guardians 3. We're not going down that path today. We've been down enough. But what I'm saying is there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming to the MCU that we don't know about. So just kind of hold on to your ass, basically, for lack of a better term, because after Avengers 4, they're going to unveil that slate, and we're probably going to be like, the hell? What is going on here? I can't believe they're doing this movie and things like that. I bet Black Widow is one of those movies that gets announced because it's basically all but done.
Hold on to your butt, Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a big slew of movies. Yeah, it'll be the new slate. They're like, here's phase 5, 6, and 7. Here's the next 32 Marvel films.
Man, look at that.
It's going to be nuts.
We went from hating on this cancellation to getting real optimistic about the fate of the Fantastic Four and what the next phases are going to look like. Things get positive, and we're going to wrap it up with my news of this awesome new product that's out. Guys, you know I'm a big fan, and this is not a plug. It sounded like a plug, I realized as I was saying it.
So, keep on going.
If you've watched the Gonna Geek show, you know one of the recurring bits we have there is we like to play with smart home technology, be them Amazon Voice Services devices, Google devices, smart bulbs, things like that. Well, this one just made me laugh. There is a new smart device or a new thing that you can add to your Amazon Voice Services devices that is available for pre-order now. Do you guys remember, what was it, from like the mid to late 90s, the big mouth Billy Bass that people used to hang on the wall that would sing?
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, it has been confirmed the company that makes that is bringing a big mouth Billy Bass out with Amazon Voice Services connectivity, meaning you can hang it on the wall, address it by the Amazon Voice Services keyword that I won't say right now, and tell it to do things in your house. And it
do you mean Alexa?
Yes. It will basically
Alexa.
Stop. You're going to trigger people's devices. We don't want to do that. But what this
they're going to be triggered?
You're going to trigger their devices. So
Alexa, order 400 cans of soup.
God damn it, people. You can't do that to people.
You can't do that, man. You have to add a brand to it. Campbell's soup.
Come on, guys. There's people that listen via their devices. Let's not screw them over here. It's good podcast etiquette not to trigger their personal home assistants. But
I'm sorry, Chris. You know our numbers. No one listens to us.
Whoa, Sailor Pullen does some weird shit with his Alexa.
So
sorry, Chris.
For $40 right now, you can purchase a big mouth Billy Bass that is compatible with Amazon Voice Services. You pair it with Bluetooth. It basically acts as a remote speaker and microphone for your device. I think it's just dumb, but funny at the same time. I don't actually want one, but the whole thing entertains me. And I think there's going to be a lot of entertaining gag gifts that come out of it this year.
You know what's going to happen? It's going to sell really fucking well at Walmart. It's going to sell really well in the South. It's going to sell really well with hunters and fishermen.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
That is redneck Alexa.
I know that, but look, I'm picturing this in my head. The Venn diagram. Hey, let me put on my camera for this. I'm picturing the Venn diagram of people who have Alexa and redneck motherfuckers that love the big mouth Billy Bass. Those don't connect at all.
No, the connection is the children of redneck motherfuckers that understand technology, that want their fucking mom or dad to be able to use Alexa and don't want to have to teach it to them, buying them a Billy Mouth Bass for fucking Christmas and hooking it up for them. There's your fucking Venn diagram.
Well, fine. You know what? Here's my hate for this. First off, it's just fucking stupid.
Well, that's the
Fuck off with
entertainment
this
of it,
bullshit.
is that it's so dumb.
Of course it's stupid.
And second thing, you want Skynet? Because this is how you get Skynet.
Thanks, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, whoa. Let's not mention his name right now.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Elon Musk. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. What did he do?
Yeah, what did he do?
He didn't do anything like that. He did get in trouble for smoking weed on a live stream, and NASA's like, hey, you can't do that when we're on contract with you.
Sorry, Elon Musk's like, fuck you, I got money. I'm still going to fucking space.
Let's not go down the Neil deGrasse Tyson route right now. Let's let things shake out. And there's other people that can more adequately report on what's going on there than us.
I'm sorry, you said he was in trouble. I thought he got Me Too'd or something. I was like, don't tell me Neil deGrasse Tyson's a bad guy. If he just smoked weed, I'm fine with that.
Neil deGrasse Tyson did get Me Too'd.
Well, let's just be fair. It's just an accusation right now, right?
Yes, that is correct.
So I'm not saying one way or another. That's all it is right now. We don't know one way or the other. Continue on, Chris.
All right. So as we wrap things up, if you want some features of the Big Mouth Billy Bass, just go look it up on Amazon.com. It's rocking 2 stars right now on Amazon.com reviews.
Chris, you remember earlier when I said I hate you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you again.
Oh, come on. This is hilarious. It's dumb.
This is your
hilarious.
fucking news of the week.
Look, I was trying to find something that would make people laugh. This was the first thing that came to mind.
Hatesode.
You guys had some good hard-hitting news. I wanted something a little lighter-hearted that we could talk about.
You know what? That's more than fair. Your news is just nothing, so it doesn't matter.
Well, that's not...
You don't matter, Chris. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, I mean, I produce the show, so I matter at least a little bit in production value.
I mean, that's cute you think that.
Oh, I mean, you guys can go back to just doing on Google Hangouts on air if you want. I can stop doing all this work and focus on other things. I'm good with that. Did I just get the green light to go and work on other projects?
I thought you already do work on other projects.
Yeah, I've got other new projects to start. If I don't have to do production on here, I got time for those.
Are you going to be mentioning them on your what you've been into?
No, because they're not ready for that yet.
Oh, okay. I was a little excited.
They are not. They won't. They probably will not be ready. Some of them for another 6 months.
Regardless of what I've said on today's Hatesode, I appreciate you, Chris. I love you, man. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you. If you want one last good piece of news for you, or at least interesting, if you like Buffy, Angel, or Firefly, they are all available to stream for free on Facebook right now.
Whoa. Stop. Rewind.
Streaming on Facebook?
Elaborate. I'll listen.
Oh, no.
You said Facebook.
Facebook has a watch service in which you can go and watch different things on there. They made a deal with 20th Century Fox to bring every episode of Buffy, Angel, and Firefly to their service. They aren't exclusive. You can purchase them from a variety of places, but you can use the Facebook Watch Party to watch them for free. What Watch Party lets you do is join up with some of your Facebook friends and start watching a video together and commenting and things like that. So basically think your own Mystery Science Theater riff track kind of thing you could do on it.
I mean, I like that idea, but they need to put it in VR somehow. That would be amazing.
Now, this is only available to...
Just on Facebook?
Yes, this is only available to people in the United States, however.
Well, I mean, that's all of us right now.
That is true. We do have some
we don't have any international listeners.
We do have international viewers and listeners.
Who?
I see the statistics. I don't know their names. I just see the downloads coming from there.
You know what? That's fair. I appreciate you motherfuckers, too.
Now that you've turned off our international crowd...
I just said I appreciated those motherfuckers.
Now, bear in mind, none of them are from China. And yeah, don't forget, Stephen John Drew does live in Canada.
That's fucking right.
Steve Boyd does live in Canada. I don't think you ever met Steve Boyd, now that I think about it.
Well, I haven't met Bachman either.
You haven't technically met Big Papa either.
Canadians are all fake. They're all CGI. They're on Memorex. Canada doesn't exist.
I don't know if I want to meet someone named Big Papa.
That's Steven's nickname, as given by someone I can't remember. But if you want to learn more about some of these folks, don't forget that we are part of a network of shows you can find over at GonnaGeek.com. We've been referencing the names of a lot of folks who are on the Gonna Geek Network, where there's 25 plus different shows that cover a variety of different geeky and or nerdy topics. Things like specific television programs like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Arrow, geek culture, video games, tabletop gaming. If you're looking for a geeky podcast, we probably have something up your alley. So head on over to GonnaGeek.com, click on the network button, and you can check one of those shows out for yourself. But what we like to do each week is highlight one specific show and say, hey, here's a show you guys should go and check out. We think you're really going to enjoy that. Normally, I would ask Willie to do this. So, Willie,
I got it.
Okay, I wasn't sure. I wanted to check since you're on the road. Why don't you tell us what show we're talking about this week?
I'm trying to think. Is this the same one as last week?
I don't believe it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I think it was still the same. This week, I'm going to be talking about Game Life Balance Australia, episode 72. Speaking of doctors, we're talking Dr. Tetris.
Wait,
this week
you're in the wrong show notes.
Hold on a second.
Because that is what we did last week, but you're in the wrong show notes.
I'm going to hit this back button to go back to our thing. So if it takes me out, you just read it. Let me just see if this takes me out.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Oh, I'm still here. So let me just pull this up. I just clicked on the thing that says show notes. That's all I did.
Go to bit.ly/ATGN338, and that will take you to the show notes for this week's episode.
That's what it's bringing me to. Dr. Tetris.
That's not what's in the doc.
ATGN 338.
Yeah, that should take you to this site. I'm very confused.
Yeah, I'm seeing Pop XCast, episode 87.
Well, also my phone is also not letting me, type in this either. So
okay,
I don't know what's going on.
So how about I do the promo read this week, which is
Pop XCast. Make up your own shit. There's a show. Back to you, Chris.
This week we're going to talk about Pop XCast, episode 87, entitled Remembering Stan Lee. On November 12th, 2018, the universe as we know it lost a legend. The great Stan Lee passed away at the age of 95. Join us on this very special episode as we give a historical glimpse of his life, legacy, and share our own stories of Stan the Man Lee. We discuss Stan's own origin story and give an opportunity for fans to join Team Pop X and share their favorite inspirational Stan Lee moment. So, as a fond farewell to Stan Lee, this is another one of the shows on the network you guys can go check out, because I think probably 70% of the shows on the network were all kind of hit hard by his death, and did their own tribute of some way, shape, or form. And it's Pop XCast, so it's going to be very well done. I guarantee you that.
Nice.
So go check that out. And hey, while you're over there, you can also come and join the Gonna Geek Discord channel that just launched within the past month. Go to GonnaGeek.com/Discord. You can come chat with us. There's different channels for each podcast. There's channels for just video games, tech, things like that. We've got a big community that's starting to grow there. We'd love to see you guys join us over on the Discord channel.
And you know what else?
What else, Willie?
Back to you, Chris.
We'd already gone back to me.
Well, I mean, it's not an ATGN show if I don't say that.
You've said it 3 times now.
At least 4 times, Chris.
Okay, I'm sorry. I did not mean to slight you. One of your back to use. My
Chris,
apologies.
I didn't say it the 4 times, so I don't know why you're talking.
You said 4 times.
I did not say the back to you, Chris. That's the 4th and final one right now. And now for shits and giggles, the 5th one. Back to you, Chris.
So, am I allowed to talk now? I'm guessing I'm allowed to talk now.
I think so.
Okay. So, guys, looking at the time, despite our technical difficulties and things like that, we're actually slightly under time. But by the time we do our last bit called What I'm Into, we'll probably be over time like normal. So that bit, if you're not familiar, is a chance for us to share with you guys who are watching live or listening at a later date just what kind of geeky and nerdy things we've been getting into, so that maybe, just maybe, you might want to go check them out yourselves. Anthony, why don't you kick us off?
Debt. I've been getting into debt. Lots and lots of debt.
Ouch.
I think that's all what we've been getting into for everybody, right?
Yeah, but I'd been trying to avoid it. At 40, I now have a car payment, which I'd never had before, which is kind of weird. I've bought every vehicle I've ever owned for cash in hand. And so yesterday, I finally traded in my 1995 Taurus that lasted 10 years after I paid $1,500 for it. And then, well, probably put $3,000 to $4,000 in it over the 10 years. But that car worked its ass off for a decade and only cost me $1,500. So she did a good job. But yeah, it was an automatic transmission that stopped shifting. So at some point, that engine was just going to die, and a new transmission was $1,500. So there's no way I'm buying a part that costs as much as the car. So I traded that in yesterday and got me a nice 2005 Saturn Vue. So I got a little SUV that's almost the exact same color blue that hopefully will have no problem getting me back and forth to work. And like, it's got power windows that work, all the electronics work, the headlights work. Basically everything in this that didn't work in my Taurus works in my Saturn. So I was really happy driving home yesterday, even though it's costing me way more than I wanted. But yeah, it's like, you know, power windows, seats. It has a Kenwood stereo in it that has a fucking remote control. Like,
Ooh.
like it's spiffy. Yeah, it has seat warmers. I can warm my butt up when I drive to work.
Seat warmers are the greatest thing ever. I turn them on all the time. Plus, it's also in the back on mine too. So if like your back hurts, just turn the seat warmer on. And it works like a heating pad on your back. It's delightful. Yes, this is old man talk on all things good and nerdy.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. You're calling it the wrong thing. They're taint warmers.
You sit on your taint? I think you're doing it wrong, Willie. I sit on my butt.
I'm sitting on my taint's right there. I'm sitting on it. Bucket seats, curve up, buddy.
That could also be called swamp ash generators too, if you're not careful.
That's true. Yeah, so I got me a nice new vehicle, and so yeah, I'm restructuring my budget, trying to figure out how I'm going to make it through the next year, because I also had to pay a lot larger down payment than I wanted to. So basically, my mortgage payment would be paying my car down payment. So now I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pay my mortgage payment. So this month should be interesting. Ramen noodles all around, bitches, because I ain't got money for nothing. I literally went to the comic book store and cut my pull list in half. Like, that's how bad it is for how much I need to save money right now. So Christmas is canceled. I got a new car. My friends aren't getting shit. I'm not buying my family nothing. Nobody gets anything.
As Suncast puts it in the chat room, adulting is hard.
Exactly. But yeah, yes, I will now be able to drive back and forth to work and not be worried about it. So at this point, the relief is totally worth it. And yeah, like I said, my buddy came over and fixed my broken sink. So yeah, so like Friday night, I had a clogged sink and what I thought was a broken garbage disposal and a car that was dying. And by the time yesterday was done with, I have a clean kitchen with a clean sinks and dishes done and a new car in my parking spot. And so I slept really good last night. I was fucking exhausted. I went to bed at like 11:30 and I got a full night's sleep. And I actually woke up feeling not as stressed as I was. I'm stressed about, you know, paying a car payment, but I mean, yeah, it's just one more bill. I can figure it out. So it's, yeah, not being stressed about whether or not you're going to make it to work is so much more easy than dealing with the stress of, you know, a car payment. So I got that done. I'm all happy about that. And then the same friend actually was cleaning out some toys at his house that they were getting rid of some stuff. And so I got myself hooked up with a nice Humberto Ramos Green Goblin on the glider with the pumpkin bomb. So that's getting added to my toy collection. Yeah, his new wife is helping him clean out his house. And so I think I might be getting a lot more stuff from him as well, because I think she's going to help him clean out some of his toys that she doesn't think he wants.
So you heard it here, everybody. Christmas is canceled except for Bachman.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's just going to give me toys, I'm going to take them. And then I got another Kickstarter showed up, which I've been looking forward to, called Drawing Blood by the one and only Kevin Eastman. So this one looks really cool. It's apparently like a fictionalization of the true story of him as a cartoonist. If you don't know the name, he's one of the co-creators of the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and, which one is he? Is he the one that went on to own Heavy Metal?
I think Eastman's, yeah, the one that ended up buying Heavy Metal and was spent most of his time writing. Okay. But also does art. And then one of the books that they added in with it is awesome. Shane and Paul Bookman's radically rearranged Ronin Ragdolls. So in the 80s, there was a lot of offshoot comics where people did versions of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by just redoing 4 words in the same type of sequence. And this is one of the ones that ended up being done, and it just looks crazy. It looks like 3 really weird cats. So yeah, I have no idea what this is about, but I'm excited to read it. And yeah, Kevin Eastman stuff is great. And then yeah, he did there was some nice promo cards in it too for one of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Target R by Eastman and Bishop. So you got this sweet little like promo card that's almost the size of the comic. Like, and they're nice and sturdy. The artwork on it's really solid. Like, you know, badass Raphael in the back. And then they did one as well for the Aggregate by book 2 is coming out. Who's the writer of that? I know because I backed it last time. Yeah, at Bishart and at the Aggregate book on Twitter and Facebook, I believe. Yeah, Kevin Eastman is apparently a big fan of the Aggregate, which is a cool alternate world with all these crazy animals and mixed up tech. But yeah, that one looks really fun. So yeah, another Kickstarter bundle, which is always a good way to start the day. So I got big ass stack of comics to do. I got Keepers done in the draft for Midtown, so now we can start drafting over there in the Fantasy Comic League. It looks like I'm one of only 2 people that got the bonus right now going on the Fantasy Movie League. So I've snuck back into second for the season and for the week. So it looks like I'm going to do just well enough to lose in the Fantasy Movie League.
I figured I'd let everyone try and win this season because I got tired of being in first place constantly. So I missed last week. I just didn't make choices, and an auto did it for me.
And the autofill's never gonna win you the week. Almost.
Comic
I'll
League.
let someone else win this one.
Yeah, back to Fantasy Comic League. I went from first to worst this month.
Nice.
At least I'll get Spider-Man back.
I sadly dropped from second to third, so I was trying to do consecutive second places all season. Because second place all season, you win the fucking season. That's the best way to do it. First to worst ends up costing you too much.
Yeah, no,
But
I got
right
a lot
now-
of work to do now.
Right now, I believe on season points, after everything that happened, I think I'm in third. Oh no, I'm in second. Yeah, so we have 6, 5, 4, and 2. So I have 5 points for the season. So as long as I beat I Am Your Target Demographic this month in December, I'll win the season. But it's possible we could tie. So, and then and Swampy's right behind us with 4 points because he won last month. Swampy killed us. He had like double points of some of the players in our division. His Deadpool mutant team was kicking ass. My team Spider-Geddon did not do as well as I thought. But I ended up being able to redraft and keep Peter Parker and Miles Morales, so I'm still starting December with 2 of the Spider-Men. And even if Peter's not the main character in Spider-Geddon, Miles is. So yeah, I'm keeping my Spider-Mens. The Spider-Mens are gonna take me to the winner's circle. I said it will
That's
happen.
what you're hoping for, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, other than that, that's what I've been getting into.
All right, I'll go next and we'll let Willie close things out for us. I finished the Spider-Man DLC last night. Not as good as the first one. I thought the first one told more of a story and was more interesting. This is all Hammerhead focused, but I like what it set up for the final DLC going forward. So it was solid. I unlocked the Iron Spider costume, the OG one from the comics when I beat it. I put it on in the game for like 30 seconds, went, I'm going back to the Stark suit from Spider-Man Homecoming. So yes, I still wear the Stark suit for everything in the Spider-Man PS4 game.
I have switched now to the Ryan Stegman Scarlet Spider. Black
Also
head,
good look.
red body. I think that's the coolest design spider suit ever that doesn't have webbing on it.
Yeah, that's
Because
also
Stegman
really
was
cool.
smart enough to not want to draw webbing.
Yeah, no joke, man. No joke. What else have I been getting into? I played a little bit of Starlink on the Switch. I picked up my own copy of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee yesterday off the pre-owned shelf because I had to burn a birthday coupon from GameStop, so I paid like $35 when I burned the coupon on it. So I will play it at some point when I actually get my Switch back. One of these days, maybe. Played just a touch of Fallout 76. I still enjoy the world, but I'm having a rough time with the game just because it is what it is. And then just this morning before the show started, I saw a deal over on slickdeals.net to pick up some Google Home Minis. So I picked up 4 Google Home Minis for $35 from Walmart. And I will be doing a comparison in the house between Amazon Voice Services and Google Home Mini to see how I like them when it comes to controlling my smart tech. I got to go pick them up after the show.
Is the Google Home Mini, is that like the Echo? Is that like the small version instead of the...
it's like the Dot.
Big...
It's equivalent to the Echo Dot.
Because the Google Home is the big one, right?
Correct. That's equivalent to just the regular Echo.
Okay.
But for basically $9 a Google Home Mini, it's worth trying out because they're normally like $35 for one. So when I can buy 4 for the price of one, and what was probably a pricing mistake, but whatever, I already got mine. We'll see what happens with it. But that's really what I've been getting into. I've been busy with work. I actually had to do the math based off of my leave hours that I had left to figure out when I had to start taking PTO. I found out my last day of work for the calendar year of 2018 is December 13th, and then I'm on vacation until January 2nd.
I hate you.
Well, It's use or lose leave. So if I didn't use it, I don't get paid out for it, and it just is like I never had. So I will not be leaving leave on the table.
Oh hell no! Yeah, you should at least. I mean, at least you have a company that if you have that PTO, they allow you to use it.
Yes. Well, the nice thing with my company is, and without going into details, on January 1, I get all of my PTO for the year. I have to use it by December 31st. It's not like you accrue X hours per pay period. The beginning of the year, it's lump sum. Here's your leave for the year. Now, none of it rolls over to the next year. So that's just one of those
But
things.
it has to be used during the calendar year.
Yes, it has to be used, and if you don't use it, you don't get paid for it. So what's the point in not taking leave?
Very true.
Yeah. So I go on my vacation of where I will sit around the house, I will clean things up, I will play video games, and I will wallow about in my own crapulence. That's how I look at it.
Nice.
Staycation, everybody wants you. Staycation, everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll be burning vacation next year for a honeymoon, though, so I won't be able to stay at home as long in December. So there is that. But Willie, wrap things up for us. What have you been getting into besides driving that big truck there?
I mean, it's not that big. It's just a box truck.
It's bigger than any truck I drive.
Willie's got a big box.
Heyo.
I mean, I'm not going to neither confirm nor deny that. But what I've been getting into is, before I left out, I've been playing a lot of Dead by Daylight. Bachman, I'm sorry. I think I'm back down to rank 1 already.
You bastard.
It's not that hard. I just do the objective of doing generators and pulling people off if it's possible. I don't know I don't know what I'm doing that's so good. I don't think I am.
You just play a lot more than I do. Yeah, this year, if you just play matches and get at least, not negative progression. Yeah, my killer rank has dropped back down to 14, I think. I'm still trying to get the Huntress Adept, which running the Huntress with just her 3 main perks, it's not easy to murder 4 people.
I mean, you just need those good add-ons, what you really need.
Yeah.
What else did I do? Been hanging out. The hell did I do?
What do you plan on your Switch right now while you're on the road?
Legend of Zelda. But you know what I picked up last night, or technically this morning at a rural Walmart?
If you say Super Smash Brothers, I quit.
Super Smash Brothers, because they broke Street Date. I'm fucking with you. They didn't do that.
I know. I was going to say, there's no way.
There's a way. A fucking Walmart that doesn't give a fuck. If they got the shipment in, they'll probably just put it out. Especially, in Kentucky. In the middle of nowhere, fuck Kentucky. No, but I did go just try it out. I was like, let me go see if they broke Street Date. No, they sadly didn't. So instead of what I've been into, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to get into. Because I'm so excited about this coming week. You know what? I'm going to let it stand.
Is she at least 18?
Willie's never gone under 18. Never.
Well, that's good.
Statutory is not my middle name. It's D. Or the initial. But that wasn't a dick joke.
No,
you
of course
made it that.
wasn't.
No, that's my middle initial is D. What the hell are you talking about?
I haven't seen your birth certificate. How do I know that?
It's D and it's 4 letters long.
Dave?
Actually, that's completely correct about what used to be my middle name.
Doug? Are you Doug?
I legally changed my name. And when I did, I got rid of my middle name and changed it to a letter.
Oh, fair enough. No, it's Dale.
That's Doug.
That's
I'm sorry. It's Doug.
I mean, sure. I have no anger toward Doug, even though it's wrong. I mean, I don't care. But Tuesday, what I'm really looking forward to, because it's fine. I thought it would have came out by now, but I had to look it up like a month and a half ago. I was like, wait, this doesn't come out till December? The Blu-ray for Happy Time Murders. That's finally coming out. I'm going to stop by a Best Buy on my run on Tuesday before they close, and definitely going to be picking that up. Or when they open, I don't know when I'm going to have a run on Tuesday. If I'm near one and it's there, I'm going for it. And I'm also picking up Hereditary, because I keep hearing that's one of the best horror movies that came out in a long time.
It was so weird, but it's so well made. It's
okay. I don't know anything about it.
I
I
watched
don't want
the
to know
whole
anything
thing.
about it.
I watched the whole thing, and I still don't know if I liked it or not. Like
I just keep hearing it's well done. Like this is how horror should be done.
It is very well done, and it leaves you with questions. But yeah, it leaves you with like a weird feeling in your soul. But yeah, it's worth a
sounds
watch.
awesome.
Yeah, it's worth a fucking watch.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna be picking both those up. And anything else that tickles my fancy. But then Friday, I'm definitely stopping and getting a Switch game. Probably my last Switch game for a while, because there ain't nothing on the horizon that tickles that fancy. And that's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
To be fair, there's not much else to play that you would care about playing in the short term anyways, because everyone's going to be playing that damn game.
I mean...
Not everyone.
Everyone with a Switch. Let me rephrase.
I mean, am I remembering correctly that it did break Street Date on the eShop? Is that correct?
Supposedly someone has screenshots from the game making it seem like it's broken Street Date. I hadn't actually seen confirmation of that, so I don't know if that's actually true or not. And to be fair, I haven't actually gone and researched it yet, so I don't know. It's possible it might have broken Street Date.
Well, I've heard like Nintendo's pulled down like videos of it, like cease and desist.
Well, that would make me think they broke Street Date, so it's entirely possible. Curious. Most curious.
Yeah, but who should I use first in the Smash Brothers Ultimate?
Link.
What is gonna that is a possibility, because there's only 8 characters you can be.
Kirby, so you can suck.
Well, if I play the the World of Light, is that what it's called?
I think
that's
so,
what it's called. Yeah, that's the only character you can start out with in that mode. The single player mode is Kirby.
But you'll unlock him fairly quick, supposedly.
That's what I've heard. Although there is kind of like a time limit before like you can actually start unlocking more people. Like if you're just doing the Smash mode. From what I've heard, there's like 3 different ways. There's classic mode, where you're going through the arcade type system of unlocking people, and then there's the World of Light, and then if you're just playing the multiplayer Smash, you can unlock them, but they're on like a 10-minute timer from when you unlock someone to you can unlock the next one, if you play enough in between.
The real question is, when does the Bowsette DLC come in, Willie?
No. There's no Bowsette DLC. Well, I mean, I guess it could be DLC, but that's going to be an item DLC where anyone can become the Exit. Mario Exit. Wait, Bowsette. Mario. You know what I'm trying to say here.
I will pretend like I do, sure.
I don't know what he's saying.
Well, anyone, because the whole thing is like Toadette gets the crown and she turns into, what's the term? Bowsette? It was Toad. What the fuck is the term that Toad turns into? The whole thing started with.
I don't know. Toadette?
Well, that's the Toadette's name. It's Toadette.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't understand some of these things.
Maybe they just use it because it's the Toadette, maybe?
We're just going to let you keep
Bowsette?
trying to explain because the chat room thinks it's funny.
Yeah, that's more fair. I can't see the chat because, my phone.
You did also mention Dead by Daylight. Did you watch the videos of the new killer?
Yeah, I'm the one that told you about it last night.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm a little iffy about this new. I don't think I'm going to be getting the new killer right away. I definitely have the shards to do it, to get it for free. But I'm probably going to get the Survivor.
I'm excited for it because it's going to change the hell out of the way that game's played.
Are you talking about the jumping over pallets?
Well, a killer that can jump over pallets, can basically race, and then has 2 perks designed to tell him where everybody is, and his killer ability is designed to tell him where everyone is on the map. Like, that's a killer that's designed to be able to literally hunt and find everybody.
The only thing is, I've seen people already playing against him on YouTube, on the, what's it called, the PTB?
Yeah, public test server.
Is it public PT? It's not PTS. I think it's called PTB.
It might
or something.
be PTB server, or whatever. But yeah, it's their public test server.
Yeah. Anyway, I already seen some people like as soon as they jump over a pallet, they turn around, and as the killer, the Legion, is jumping over the pallet, they turn around and they jump right back over as they come out, so they never get hit.
Yeah, it seems to be the speed boost pushes the killer past the pallet when you jump over it. So yeah, it's something that'll probably get fixed. 'Cause, yeah, I saw Monto play it, and so did Hybrid Panda on both sides as a killer and the survivor, the new guy. And a lot of the perks and stuff aren't working. One of the first things Mondo tried was he used Pop Goes the Weasel from the Clown with Legion to see if it would block over the pallet the way it blocks windows, and it doesn't. Because I wouldn't think it would. Well, Pop Goes the Weasel, it doesn't say when you vault a window. It says when you vault, it blocks the location. It doesn't say window.
Well, because killers can't vault pallets.
Well, now there's a killer that can vault pallets, so he wanted to check to see if that would work.
And also, pallets are fundamentally different than windows, because windows, if you go over it too many times as a survivor, the entity will block it off, so you can't jump over it anymore automatically. Pallets, you can jump over all the damn time; it won't ever stop you.
Yeah, but it was funny because it was one of the things he wanted to check with the first game he played.
He
put on Pop Goes the Weasel to see if it would work, and it didn't. But yeah, some of the other
know how it would.
Because the new character also is supposed to block the killer from being able to see you, and apparently that's not working sometimes. It's not taking the tokens away. So yeah, it's all still brand new on the test server, but yeah, I think Legion looks cool, and also it's the first character that's it's both male and female. You start with two different identities. Was it Frank and Julie? And
I did not look that much into it.
Yeah, you can. Well, on they show on the torso build when you choose outfits, one of them is Frank and one of them is Julie. So you're starting out with two of the personalities of the killer, and in the preview art it showed 4. So I'm wondering if eventually there'll be 4 different outfits where you can play as the character, where you actually are 4 different people inside one mind.
Well, I'm sure. I'm happy Anonymous has finally gotten a game character they can be. You know, the mask and We Are Legion, and We Are Legion.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a white mask and We Are Legion. Just this mask has blood on it and carries a knife, so it's slightly different. But yeah, I'm excited. I think Legion looks fucking cool. It looks like fun.
Interesting.
But I've heard bad things about people
they look like fun.
I mean, I heard that Freddy Krueger mains are happy there's going to be someone worse than him. So go ahead, Chris, and wrap this up.
You have any other stuff you're getting into?
Chris, what the fuck did I just say?
Well, I mean, when are you getting home? Things like that. You're on the road, Willie. When are you planning on getting back to your homestead?
Actually, I don't know. I think by the latest, I want to be back home. I'm going to be back home by the Friday before Christmas.
You're on the road for a while, then.
Guaranteed. I don't mind.
Fuck it.
I always don't like the right before I have to go. Like, oh God, it's the night before I have to go back in. But when I'm on the road, it's whatever. Except when I'm in this fucking truck stop right now. That's the fucking biggest one I've ever seen. And there's all these trucks here. Like, I've never seen one so big and so full, making so much fucking noise.
You're okay there,
you
Willie.
Fucking assholes.
Well, Willie,
I'm sweating in here. I can't have the window down because you assholes.
Well,
it's
Willie,
fucking sweltering.
Willie, we wish you the best of luck.
Sweat.
We wish you the best of luck as you continue to sail the open roads, for lack of a better term.
Well, you know what? I wish everyone a merry fuck you, because this is the Hatesode. I hate you all.
Well, we hope that you don't hate this show. We hope that you'll come back next Sunday when we stream live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern.
Well, yeah, next week's
11
not the
a.m.
Hatesode.
Eastern, excuse me.
I'll be back to sucking everyone's dick, giving them compliments and everything next week.
Whoa.
What a shame.
Oh, you would enjoy it.
There it is. You got your bump.
That was for you, Willie. That was
sure
fun.
It is.
Well, guys, we are going to shut this thing down here in just a minute. Friendly reminder that we do stream this show live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over on geeks.live, the streaming home of the Gonna Geek Network. Hopefully, technical difficulties are ironed out for next week. They won't be.
And new ones replace them.
Exactly. That's what I fully anticipate. So please keep your fingers crossed that we get this thing working again next week. That's the dream, and we're going to get to it. But I think that does wrap up this latest episode. Thank you so much for joining us. And you guys have any final thoughts as we shut this thing down?
Let's go to post-show so I can fucking open this window so I don't have to give a fuck about the noise level.
You guys heard it here first. Willie wants to go to the post-show. So we're going to shut things down. Thank you so much for joining us. And come back next week for more shenanigans and hopefully less hate.
Hopefully.
Thanks for listening to this brand new episode of the All Things Good and Nerdy podcast. Don't forget, we'll be back next Sunday live at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central over at live.atgnpodcast.com, channel 3 of the Alpha Geek Radio app, and over at our network home at GonnaGeek.com/live. If you have any feedback for the show, please contact us atgnpodcast@GonnaGeek.com, on our hotline number at 304-806-ATGN, or even better, go to Twitter and send us a message at ATGN Podcast. The music you've heard in this show is produced by Kevin MacLeod and can be found at Incompetech.com.